Hello, it's Katie. So welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be looking at making a gemstone chain. So this is going to be a necklace that incorporates the gemstones, and we're also going to be using my beloved wire. So I call this my halo chain. So each gemstone has a halo of copper around it, or whichever metal you are choosing to use. And I think it's beautiful because it's very fluid. It flows very well, it feels very nice, and each of these beads is enabled to actually spin as well, so it makes it, especially if you're using something like I'm using here, like a jasper. So this is ocean jasper, and we can see all the different texture within the gemstone and the colours and things, so it gives you a different look as you move, because the gemstones will move too. So to make this, what are we going to need? We're going to need some wire. So the wire that I'm going to be using today is a 1mm bare copper wire. I always tend to use bare copper because that's what I prefer to work in, but if you want to use a plated wire or sterling silver, that's entirely up to you. The other wire that I'm going to be using is again bare copper, but this time a 0.4mm, and this one is going to be used to wrap these gemstones into the chain. So it's a really nice simple design. It's one of those that once you get going you can kind of just make lots and lots of connectors and then pop them all together at the end. So I'm going to go through how to make these connectors, how to put them together, and then I'll make the other half, because if you don't know whether you've noticed, but I've only got half a necklace here. So this is my central bead, so all I've done is just add a really simple loop and a slightly bigger bead, so I've got a 10mm bead there in the middle. In fact, that might even be 12mm. I will measure that, but yes, so just to make a kind of central point, and it also changes the direction of the chain, because if you look, they're all kind of going in one direction because we have a loop and then the loops connecting, and then the opposite side I can make it the opposite way round to give us a really nice look. So, and also just as a reminder, I will say it again while we're making it, but the first and last ones, or the first few last and the last few last, depending on the length of the chain, I'm probably going to add a few more onto this just to make it a little bit sitting nicer at the back of the neck without the gemstones. But make sure you leave those open so that we can add our clasp at the end. This is going to be part of the clasp, it's going to be the loop part of the clasp. Okay, so I'm going to move some things out of the way and we will get started. So moving on to just discussing quickly about what tools we're going to need. We're going to need some chain nose pliers, so they're going to be handy. Chain nose, flat nose, pliers, something that goes to a fine tip. I tend to use the Jewellery ones, so these are the narrow nose ones, and these are the stubby ones that go to a tip. And I've got my Beadle-On flush cutters, and I've got my Jewellery Maker 6-step baling pliers. So those are all kind of the essentials that I'm going to need. Now, because I'm using 1mm, it's going to be plenty strong, but I like to hammer all my little sections as well, just to make sure that it's really nice and strong, because it is a chain, and chains do get plenty of wear. So we'll be using my hammer and block as well. So let's get started. We're going to take a look at our 1mm wire, and what you need to do is cut lots and lots of pieces for whatever length you want this to be. I will count them up at the very end. At the moment I've got 13 gemstones in there, 14 with the extra loop, but I might add a few more yet. So with each of these sections, these little pieces of 1mm wire is 6.5 centimeters long. Now I'm going to be using my bell making pliers, my 6-step. I'm going to use the 10mm one, the largest one on here, to make that main loop, because then I know that I've got a little bit of space around each side of my bead to add my wire, and there's going to be plenty of room for it because it's an 8mm bead. So we're going to pop our wire in. We're going to take it to around about that middle point, so just about there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push my wire around each side. So, and I want them to kind of come together so they actually meet together at this side. So if you're slightly out, just make that little bit of an adjustment there, just so that you know you're kind of in the middle. Okay, then once you've got them kind of up together, just cross them over, and let's just make sure we've got that full circle. So I'm going to press where these wires cross, I'm going to press that in just with the warmth of my fingers, pressing that into my mandrel, my baling pliers, and then I'm just going to take that out, and that's that section done. Okay, so this is what I tend to do, is I make lots and lots of these first. So that would be my first kind of part of my production line, if you like. So again, I'll just quickly show you that. So it's just pushing these together, lining them up so your ends meet, so you know you're in the middle, and then pulling them across and pushing, making sure we've got that 10mm circle there, and release from your pliers. Now we can start working on all these little sections. So we'll just do a couple just to start with. So taking your chain nose pliers, so a nice pair of pliers that goes to quite a fine tip, or this is quite narrow, just so that you can get a really nice grip on the wire. And we're going to look at where this wire crosses. So this is the wire coming underneath, so I'm going to go with it underneath because I usually find it's easier. So I want to look at where that wire crosses, and I want to bend it at 90 degrees away from that circle. So I'm just going to turn my pliers the other way. So I've just grabbed that underneath section, and then I'm just going to hold the loop, so I'm holding it nice and firm, and I've just brought it so it's coming out at 90 degrees away from that circle. Now what I need to do is just flip that over, and where these cross, because we want to keep that 10mm circle, I want to pop my pliers in underneath like so. So just where they cross there, you might want to go kind of 0.5 millimetre towards it, just to sort of compensate for the width of the wire, and then bring that one out as well. So both are coming 90 degrees away. Now I know they're splaying out a bit, but what you can do is kind of squish them together and just hold them together so they kind of go flat that way. And then when you let go, they'll sit a lot nicer next to each other. Okay, so you're going to continue doing that. So I'll do one more a little bit quicker. So holding that bottom wire, creating that 90 degrees, turning over and popping my pliers in and creating that 90 degrees, and giving those a squish together, just encouraging them to lay as close as possible together like so. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is cut them. So we could measure this out right at the very beginning and cut the exact amount of wire, but because we're turning them and making angles, it might move by a few millimeters, so I find it just easier to just go with that 6.5 centimeters and then trim it to the length I want it. Now the length I want it is 1 centimeter. So from this here, so from the end here to here, 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter kind of away from the loop. Now once you've cut one, what you can do is guide them up together and then use your snips to create the same length, and then you know every single one is going to be the same length. The next stage is to do that little bit of hammering that we talked about earlier, which is only a very tiny bit, but it's just to help retain the shape of this this circle and add that little bit of an extra strength to it, because we are talking about a chain and chains can get pulled and such, so we want to add as much strength as possible. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this onto my block. I'm not going to hammer this this straight section, so I know I can put my finger on there and make sure it's safely out of the way, and just give that circle a light hammer. So I'm using the weight of the hammer, so this is an 8-ounce ball pen hammer. I'm holding it at the very end, so that the end of the handle is here, and I'm just letting it drop down and using the weight of the hammer to hit the metal rather than actually holding it. A lot of people kind of hold it here and start hammering it, and that's where you're going to start to damage your arm and things and start to cause yourself some pain and some damage to your wire. And all we want to do is tap. So tap, 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 and we just work hardening it. If you can hear another noise, it's all the earrings on my desk wobbling around. There we go. So, and then all we're going to do is hammer all of these ones that you've done. So now we've got lots and lots of pieces and we're ready to start actually connecting. So I've got lots more that I'm pre-made here. So I'm just going to move this out of the way for 2 seconds. So we've got lots made. We've got our beads up here. So the next thing we need is some wire to start adding the gemstones as well. So just have yourself some wire just available to one side, just in some small pieces, so that you don't want to be working from the reel or anything, because you're going to be working around. So right, so the first one we're going to leave open, And all we're going to do for this is we're going to grab that middle section there, so exactly where these bends are. We're going to kick this forwards like so. So we've actually made an angle. If I hold that vertical, you can see that angle coming this way towards me. Then I'm going to take my 6-step bell making pliers again, and I'm going to go in, because this is 1 centimetre, I'm going to use the 2mm mandrel, and that should work perfectly with that 1 centimetre length. So you can either do them separately, or you can kind of pinch them together like I'm doing here, and holding them right on the very edge, so you can see they're really within those pliers. I can't feel them when I touch them on this side, so we don't want to have to snip anything off. So I'm holding those nice and firm and just start winding those back towards the loop. Because we tipped it forward, so if I leave those on there, you can see that loop is actually now quite central to this loop here. So we've got that loop that way and this loop in this direction. So just by adding that little angle there in there first, just at the very beginning, that will help you create a really beautiful loop. So I'm just going to wiggle that off. Now you just need to look at it before you kind of say that's finished, that section, and just make sure that the wire is touching the actual frame. So we want the wire to be touching the frame and making sure it's got nicely finished off. Now I'm going to start adding more and adding gemstones as well. So we always need to make sure that we're working on the front. So the front is the part where this wire is smooth. The back is the part where we turn the ends to. So we want to be working at the front, and I'm going to pop this one in. So all I've done is link that in and pull it around, and then it's ready to add your gemstone. So it's easier to add as you go rather than make the whole thing up and then add sort of at the end, because it can kind of get a little bit tangly. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up through this loop with our little bit of wire. So it's just my 0.4 and it's just that small bit of wire, and I've just come up through that loop and bent it over the side a little bit, just so that I can hold that tail there. And I'm just going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 wraps round, and then my 5th one will come over the top. So now our wire's coming over the top towards us. We can add our gemstone. So I'm just going to put my 8mm gemstone on there, this beautiful ocean jasper. And now it's up to you whether you wrap in the opposite direction or the same direction. I've wrapped up in this direction, then my wires come over the top, across, and now I'm going to wrap down in this direction. You could wrap up in that direction, but I think they kind of look a little bit more sort of asymmetrical that way, and I wanted it to look symmetrical. So I'm just going to turn it around just to make it easier for myself, and then come around this way. So I'm wrapping into that loop. You can adjust this a little bit if your wires aren't quite central afterwards. So just wrapping. So we just want that 4 again. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like so. Okay, so I'm just going to push that little bit of wrapping up so they're both sitting central. Making sure my wraps are nice and even on each side, and my bead is sat in the middle really nicely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, so I know I'm working on the back because these ends are at the back, and I want to bring my wire over the back. So you might want to use your pliers to make sure you get this really nice and tight. Give that a little bit of a squish, and then I want to trim this so that my cut is actually going to be sitting on the inside. So it's not going to be catching anything, scratching anybody. So trim that on the inside, and then just give that an extra little squish with your pliers, like so. So that's finished off nicely at that side. Bringing this one across the back, give that a little trim, and then just make sure you finish that wire again so it's finishing on the inside. Trim a tiny bit more off there. You might need to go in with sort of even narrower nose pliers, or if you haven't got those, you could go in with your round nose pliers gently. So that's our gemstone in place. The next thing we're going to do is grab exactly like we did at the beginning at this one. So we're going to pinch that together, grab and push forwards again, making sure we're all in the right direction, making sure we're working on the front. So push forwards again, so just making that a little bit of an angle like so. And again, I'm just going to make sure they're as close together as they possibly can be. And I'm going to grab my baling pliers again, and with that smallest mandrel, I'm going to squish them together and hold right at the very tip and start turning them back. Okay, if they start to splay out a little bit like that, it might be easier to just do one at a time. It's still going to work out the same. Bring one back and then turn it around and bring the other one back, just because it'll be easier for you. And that's our gemstone added, and then all we're going to do is keep repeating that until we've got the length that we want. So just linking this one in, making sure that we're working on the front, adding another gemstone, creating that connection, and on and on. So we can continue making that until we've got the length that we want, and I will join you back here when I've got this side. So I've worked along, this was the original side that I did, so I've just made up this side. I'm just about to add my last one, and I did add a couple more of the plain ones just for around the back of the neck, so I thought it'd be a little bit more comfortable. So I've done that and added those on both sides. So this side doesn't need anything because we've got that nice loop, and I've just add a little pre-made clasp on there which I made myself earlier, and I'm just going to finish off and connect to my just basic loop on here. So I'm just finishing off doing exactly what we have been doing previously, so grabbing my little piece of 0.4, coming in between and wrapping over 1, 2, 3, 4, and pushing those together nice and neatly, popping my last bead on, and then wrapping in the same direction that we've continued to do all the way down here, so wrapping downwards towards the other side. So again, just making sure before we start wrapping, just make sure everything's lined up nicely. Okay, so I'm going to turn it around to the back and make sure I trim these wires coming round the back, and so they're sitting on the inside just like we did before. Okay, so because I made this is just a really simple loop, just one single loop on each side, so it's going to be really nice and easy to connect. So I'm just going to continue just like we have been doing, because it's easier to open that loop than to open 2 loops. So just pulling that, kicking that forwards like we have been doing, grabbing my pliers again using that 2mm one and pulling that around, and then all we need to do now, we need to make sure that the sides are right, so as in this is the front side and this is the front side, and I just need to open this up so it's easy to do it laid down. Open this up and then just pass that onto there and close up this loop like so. Make sure it's closed really nicely. Now that is all done, so let me just move a few things out of the way. So here is the finished necklace. It is beautiful, and I love the way that the metal kind of encircles each and every bead and gives each one of those bead its own little frame to shine in, and then this one in the centre is just a larger bead which I've added just to kind of give it a focal point. I'll just show you this little back section here, so that's how it looks at the back, where I've just left those open, so I think that's just going to sit a little bit more comfortable across the back of the neck, especially if you've got longer hair, and it's another design feature as well. So thank you very much for watching. Pop me a like below if you've liked what you've seen today, and don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very, very much to all my subscribers. I really appreciate your support. So take care, stay safe, and I will see you again soon.